How's it going, people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Fourever Arsenal. Still three of us. Last one, people. James is back on the Sunday recording, I believe, after the Chelsea game. So he's back just in time for international break. He has returned safely, sound. So anyone concerned or missing James, he'll be here soon. But the regulars, the old faces are back in the building. Jordan, Lee, myself. Hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Do all of that stuff. Whisper it loudly. Jordan's channel. Lee Judges TV, Lee's channel, and obviously Turkish LDM, my channel. Go show the individual channels some love as well, people. Big up the community already. I see Ryan Jr. Russ is always in the building as well. Grant, Tan, Ashley, come on, show some love throughout, people. It's another live. We've been dropping a few more of these live recently, and hopefully you're enjoying them. So make sure you let us know in the comments as well, and let's get into it all. I mean, we're through in the Champions League, a formality. We all expected it. 2-2 draw against PSV, and yeah, Lee's smiling. He's thinking about Madrid. Jordan's on the internet trying to book Madrid, and I've got my ticket to Madrid. Well, the match, but not the route there yet. I'm thinking of driving over, so I'll see how that one goes and plays out. You ever driven over, Lee?
No. I tend to get wet when you go across the sea. You know,
Not much of a swimmer then.
No, I don't like getting my clothes wet. You know what I mean? So no, I haven't done that. Like the last time we went to Madrid was, the Atletico in the semi-final. We went via Valencia, so it was a little bit cheaper. Flew into Valencia. So I think that's something we should look at doing. Really, maybe if you haven't gone yet, maybe that's something to look at. Yeah, so no. Where would you actually, when you say drive, where would you go from, and what is the route there? Then that's quite an interesting one.
Well, my friend called me the night of the game, big him up as well because he likes the show, and he said that he's checking flights and they're going up by the minute. Every time he refreshes, they're going up. So he said he's got family in Madrid. He's driven there a few times. He'll drive there again. We go south of France. Drive about 10 hours and park up somewhere and get a hotel. Have a few hours kip and then another 10-hour drive to Madrid. I don't know the route, but he told me he's done it. He sounds confident. I'm all right with it. He's got a 7-seater, so yeah, that sounds like good to go.
Yeah, sounds.
So what, are you going to drive Turkish because what, of vibes, or because you can't get a ticket or it's expensive to fly?
Partly, but part of it is I've never done it before. Like I'm not the most optimistic about this game. Let's get that out of there first. Even though I've got my ticket, it's Madrid, and there's a possibility something could happen, so I'm not going to miss that. But yeah, the flight prices and the chance of good vibes. It's a friend of mine, and probably a couple more friends will jump on. Why not, man? 20 hours all in. I think we can. I've never been Madrid as well, so I think we can get that done. If you're interested, bro, there's space. It's a 7-seater, so if you get your ticket, I know flights are mad. So Jordan, shout me.
Yeah, I might pull up still. That's not a bad idea, you know. Because Madrid's a good vibe anyway. Madrid's a nice city. I prefer Barcelona, but Madrid's a beautiful city. Yeah, it's a beautiful city. It's really picturesque. It's really nice. Yeah, man, I might follow you on that one. I might jump on that still.
And people still asking about James. He's back next show, people. He's just come back.
That's what I was laughing at. A little comment saying James out. I'm making right. He's back in the country now, and he still can't be bothered. You know what I mean?
So Liam, what are we saying on a big serious thing? What are we saying? Because he's been away for like 3 months now, right? And as Lee says, he's actually in the country, and he still can't even just pass through and say hello. This is like, come on. We were joking and laughing about it last show, but come on, I thought we were a team. This is crazy now.
Yeah, he should be docked some sort of points for. I felt that he could have done it on at least 2 out of the 6 he ain't been on. You know what I mean? Like realistically, am I being wrong in saying that?
No.
You know, when we whenever I go away, I will make sure that I take my laptop and give an hour for the podcast. That's. It goes without saying.
Turkish is always late, but at least he turns up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, since we're on the subject, Jordan, what happened to 8 a.m. yesterday?
I've killed myself.
Yeah, you killed me. I was up and all ready to go. 7:45, I was up.
Lee, I was up. I was
Yeah,
up.
you was. I was ready to go. Been to the game the night before.
You see, people always think it's me. In the last 3 weeks, Lee's let us down in the morning. Jordan's let us. Lee
Oh,
out of his
when have I
hat.
let you down?
Out of your hat. Bro, I woke up at 7. You're telling me you're going to record Invincible.
Well, that ain't my fault. Is it?
I know it's yeah, but it's you. I attach it to you. Like it's
Oh,
not.
right. God,
You know.
I tell you what, like.
Jordan, he's done it this week. So really, it's a bit cheeky for you two to be having a go at James. If I was closer up the prediction table, I'll be all for docking points. But right now, there's nothing in it for me.
Lee, I can't believe this. I've been doing this podcast for now. This is the third season.
You know,
This
by
guy-
law, by
This
rule,
guy's got a rap sheet longer than I don't know what. And in the one time,
by law, you should
You
have
know,
been got
like that
3
thing,
points.
Jordan, guilty by association. I think that's what it is. We've sort of got associated in his ways, and
it's true.
we're slacked. We're slackers.
It's true. He's
Well,
dragged us down to his level. He's dragged us down to his bit.
And bear in mind, though, I haven't campaigned for a dockage of points. I'm just out here just taking notes.
I know why you haven't done that, because you know that there's something down the line you're gonna go again, and you'll be using this as your defence.
He knows.
Much.
He knows. Well done. You know me well now, Lee.
I know you so well. I'm actually calling you the soap now because you're so slippery.
Oh, mate. All right, good times.
Someone said 10 points in the chat. 10-point deduction.
What, for you or James?
No, for James. Come on.
Yeah, I'll tell you, that would make it very interesting again if it was a 10-point.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say that because, Jordan's got a correct score this week. So, it's only him and James at the top at this moment in time. If James
corrected 2-2, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's got to be docked points after what he done.
Yes. Yes. What are we saying, Lee? 3 off Jordan and 10 off James.
Yeah, is that right? I think it's about right.
Let's drag them back into this.
I concur with that, Turkish. The soap speaks. I'm happy with
that. Listen, this is the only title race we've got going on right about this season. So, this is within your interest and the public's interest that you give me the points and we keep this competitive, because right now, I'm the only person keeping this football alive.
I'll let James.
What you've got to do, Turkish, is be really honest and put it in there and vote for it. Should James be, let it go out to the community. Should James be docked points? Should Jordan be docked points for his no show?
Let's just move on. Let's just leave it. James is on a holiday. Let the guy have a holiday. Give him a break. You know what I mean? It's hard.
Let us know in the comments.
No.
We can allow James to defend himself Sunday. So at least you're both there. The comments will have their say. We'll be well informed. We'll know what the community thinks.
I think it really should be what the community think about it. I'm very interested to know what the community will think about a bloke that's gone away for 4 weeks and done not one podcast. I really would like to think that, how they actually feel about that.
And kept his position at the top of the table whilst he's at it by getting correct scores from across the world.
And the other thing is, realistically, if we're doing it at, I don't know, sometimes we're recording now 7 o'clock in the evening. It'd be 6 o'clock in the morning there. I've got up and done that before. So if it's the other way around, it's 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the evening. You can do the podcast, then go out. I think there's been no real excuse for it. I think sometimes if you got to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, when that's a little bit different. But I don't think it's been terrible times for him, really, if I'll be honest. I'm not trying to influence the community here when I'm saying this. I'm just sort of
facts.
Just facts. I'm just facting. Yeah, I'm putting facts out there.
And for what it's worth, I have got up at 3-4 in the morning when I've been away to do a pod.
Yes, so right. That's all I'm saying.
Just saying.
Not this pod.
And also, I
not this pod, Jordan. You ain't never done no.
I have.
Where? I don't like to give his Gooner first a plug, neither, boys. But he has been on there.
There you go. Oh, I forgot about that. I'm just bringing that in as well. Disgrace.
I think the community has to reveal, he has been doing his Gooniverse. I don't really want to push that too much, but he has.
let's get all the evidence on the table that you're right, Lee. Let's put all the facts on the table. He's had plenty of time to join us. He's got time to his own podcast. The times haven't been that bad. 1 out of 9 podcasts he couldn't make. 9 podcasts.
What, and he's in the country now.
And he's here now.
He's here. No. He's back on English soil.
No.
And what he'll do is at some stage he might even jump in and say hello, and I think that's sufficient. Well, it ain't for me.
The community spoken.
Have they? Jordan's talking for everyone. All right, 10 minutes in, people. We've got the bants out the way. James is back Sunday. We'll see what he has to say for himself. We'll look at the prediction table shortly because it is still interesting. It would be more interesting if James and Jordan would dock points, but that's up to the community in the comment section. So that's, let us know what you think. Do you want to be interested? I'd sure like to be interested, but it's up to you.
Let's move on.
Let's move on. Big up Ryan as well with the first super chat of the evening. He says, big up the panel, just finished work. Love this show, but have you not ever thought about calling the show Fourever Arsenal instead of Fourever Arsenal?
Yeah, we have.
Big up James.
It's getting that stage.
We're getting close. We're getting close to a backup name just in case we're down to 3. But we move. Big up everyone. Come on, hit the like button and let's get into it. I mean, Lee, you was obviously at the game as always. Jordan, was you at the game or what was your situation?
No. I didn't go to this one. I missed it.
Quizzing?
Quiz?
Was you quizzing?
That's the new one. It was Griselda last year. We found the quiz this year.
You are killing me. But I will go first though. I'll just jump in.
No, feel free.
Sorry, if you don't mind.
Have I had choice?
Yeah, I mean the result was a result. We were through. I think they worked out that was it 50% or 40% of our team were left backs, which I found quite funny as well.
7 players who played left back in the playground.
That's
real, isn't it?
That was funny. Yeah, I mean, I was actually first of all surprised that it was as busy as it was. I mean, I was getting WhatsApp messages all day. I don't know about you guys, people offering tickets, real good prices as well. I was expecting it to be a bit of a stink fest, but the Arsenal's a big pull. Yeah, I mean, 2-2 draw. The mission was, no injuries, no suspensions, and just try and play some players into form. And I think in some instances we did that.
We got a suspension.
Sorry?
We got a suspension though.
We did get one. Yeah, it's true. That is true. Yeah, a really dumb one as well. Really dumb one. Here's a question, guys. I've watched it so many times. Who got booked? There was a booking for someone, and it was the weirdest booking I've ever seen in my life.
Kivior.
Kivior. What was that about?
That was a good. I think I barely want to call it a tackle because it was like a
horrendous decision.
Commanded the ball off him.
Lee, I watched it like 10. Thinking to myself, hang on a minute. You know me, I'm like scrutinizing. He got done over so badly there. I just thought no one made a big deal of that. But it was the most scandalous decision I think I've seen in a long time.
You can't even appeal it.
It's crazy. It was crazy. But anyway, but look, the only thing I took away from this was Sterling got man of the match, and in large parts, he looked like the Sterling of 5-6 years ago. And the thing that I liked, which I've been balling for from all of our wide men all season, was what he was doing. Beat your man, cross. Just simple. I mean, I don't think we've seen enough of that from our wingers. That's why I've been really hard on the flirt this year, because he gets on the ball and flirts, and does nothing. Whereas what Sterling did on the weekend, in early in the week, that's just what I want from my wide players. Just beat your man, cross. Beat your man, get a shot off. And he did that, quite a few times in the match. So it was good to see that he has, still got that, albeit in a dead rubber game. And ironically, now, as you mentioned, he can't play in the next one. But yeah, I think I don't really have any big thoughts on the game per se. It's all about. I was half watching. I split screen. I was watching the Madrid game because I was scouting. I was looking to see who I got to look out for, the approaches from both teams. But yeah, a bit of a meh game for me. I don't know what it was like atmosphere-wise, Lee, being at the ground.
It was I've got a big up to their fans. They were unbelievable all night, but a lot of fans. I'm going to be really honest. A little bit of a confession. I stayed in second half watching the Real Madrid Atletico game for
That's
about.
what I was doing on the watch along, Lee. I can't lie. They kept on asking me about Arsenal. I'm like, I'm watching the Atletico game.
Yeah, I sort of started watching that for the same reasons as because it was more of an interest to me. We was already.
If I did that, Lee, the community would kill me.
Bro,
yeah, but
you've
you've also admitted that you did do it. You just said you had one eye on it. You know what I mean? I just happened to admit I had two eyes on it, So, but yeah, what happened was in the bar, it had it on both screens. So I was watching, and the thing is, you hear the shouting before anything happens. So it was a bit of a put off watching the Arsenal game, that what was going on. Anyway, I started watching that. In the end, I got a little bit bored with that, if I'll be honest, and went out and watched the rest of the game because it looked like to me that Real Madrid would still be there tonight and they weren't going to score. So I was actually watching it and thinking, wow, of all that talent out there, I didn't think that Real Madrid were going to score. So that just shows you how difficult it is to beat Atletico Madrid. And I think that if we'd have got Atletico Madrid, we'd have probably lost 1-0 over the two games. A little bit like we did the other time, even though it was 2-1, wasn't it? But 1-0 over there. I think we'd have been bought. At least I think we're going to have an entertaining two games. Whether we win it or not, I don't know. But I think deep down, I'm glad we got that game. But the atmosphere wasn't great. A lot of empty seats. And listen, I don't blame Arsenal fans for this, if I've been really honest. You know what I mean? Like the season ticket holders had to have spent out another £100 for that game, which was a dead rubber. Do you know, if I've been really honest about it, I'm a little bit disappointed of the game. I didn't think it was a great, entertaining game. I felt that no pressure on it. Come on, let's go and have a real good, exciting game of football. I felt it was same sort of vibes of normal games. So I was sitting there thinking, well, are you going to really make me jump off my seat? Sterling did, if I'll be honest, with his Shinchenko with his first goal. Fantastic goal, by the way, that was. And then Sterling. And then I felt that the game just petered out, if I'll be honest. And, I think, Jordan, well done for predicting the draw. I actually said I could see Arsenal not winning this game because of that reason. And I think it's very, very difficult. You don't want to get injured. 2, you're already through. 3, you don't want to get booked. So it's very, very difficult for Arsenal to go in there. Like making a few changes tells you a lot about everything. You can say like, well, we really want to win this game. By the way, I'm making 6 changes. It's very hard for everybody to get on board with it. But listen, we've done the business in the first leg, and I think we have to take. It's very, very fortunate to be in that position where you can relax. Listen, we were sitting there relaxed. I remember last season was it Porto last season, and we was biting our nails and going to a penalty shootout, and so like to be in the position we was, I think we've got to be grateful. So a good little run out, and I expect to see a little bit more of a fresher performance on Sunday. Don't think we get that either, boys. I think it'd be the same.
You say expect, but I've been expecting something different for a little while now because we've had a few. I won't call every game a dead rubber, but it's been a few games now where even United and Chelsea, I'm looking at it. Well, Chelsea coming up, but United do something different, And I know he changed it up this time, and I thought we'd see something different, but it's like he changed up the personnel, but the instructions were just the same. So I just didn't really feel like, there was anything to take from that performance or any of the changes made. It hasn't led me to think, oh, we've got to start him, not necessarily next game, but he's causing a shout for, like Zinchenko in midfield, for example. He hasn't made a shout for starting against Real. And I think we need to be building as many threats and equations as possible to challenge Real, because we're going to need to. We've lacked a plan B for pretty much a whole season. And right now, plan A is not the most effective. So we've got to figure something out, and continually seeing the same sort of performance. It's just been I was not excited, but I like that Tierney started left wing. I didn't mind Zinchenko starting midfield because it was me looking at it thinking, all right, we might see something different. Zinchenko is very mobile. He's very nimble on the ball midfield. He progresses well. Tierney, very attacking, can get his head down into the box, cutbacks, or deliver crosses for Marino. Really and truly, didn't. I know Zinchenko got a very nice goal, but aside from that, he didn't really do much to change not the game, but change the perception of the fans of the midfield in terms of midfield looking at it, thinking he's got to start now in the next big game, which is Real. So it was kind of underwhelming on that front. But then you're looking at the Atletico game, one eye quickly turned to two eyes. I'm not going to lie as well, because the interest was there, the jeopardy was there. And just, feeling out both teams on that stage, Atletico, the way they play, I'm with Lee. I think, they would have beaten us. Real, I think they're probably going to beat us. We have a puncher's chance, but the reality is we're probably not best equipped unless we figure something out in the next few games. I hope that starts with Chelsea, but like Lee said, I don't expect it to, because I've been expecting it now. But it is what it is. I mean, I don't know. I won't be too harsh on that, because we ain't got the personnel in attack, but in midfield, not having the personnel, there's no excuse. Zinchenko all of a sudden becoming an option. It's a bit weird, like I get the attack has been ripped to shreds, but the midfield, surely we've left ourselves in this position. It's a bit weird. Like I shouldn't be looking back at Smith Rowe and Vieira thinking we'd be in a better place now with them as part of the squad, or potentially starting games. Like Smith Rowe, I know he hasn't gone well for him over there, but it hasn't got Odegaard hasn't exactly been the greatest this season either. So it would have been nice to have something, but we have nothing. But still, Real Madrid, as we started the show, we was all smiling, talking about going there, getting tickets for it, and it costing an arm and a leg, people. So as much as I moan, I still love the club, and I will always love the club, and I'll still go there and hope for the best.
Are you more excited about this game because it's Real Madrid? I'll put this.
Yeah.
I'll turn it around. If we'd have got Atletico Madrid, would you have gone?
Yeah. I like Atletico a lot, because Simeone, I just like them a lot.
Yeah. Jordan?
Good question. Maybe.
Even
because it's Real Madrid, it gives you that. It's a little bit of glamour on it.
Of course, the new stadium as well.
You're
right. You're right.
I went to Madrid. I went to the Bernabeu. I went to Madrid about a year ago. I just went with my missus for like a weekend, and we did the tour.
Who was in concert there?
we went. Well, this is the thing. We went to the tour of the Bernabeu, and they were still building it. It was an absolute build. It was rubbish. It was really bad. But they had like obviously the plans on the walls of what it was going to look like, and we were like, yeah, it looks. This is going to be a special place. But no, it's a good question. I mean, this feels to me, to ask you guys, the quarterfinals feels to me par. Is quarterfinals for Arsenal like par?
What do you mean?
As in like this is like the minimum. Like I think if Arsenal started the season went out in the quarterfinals of the Champions League, you wouldn't be impressed, but that wouldn't be a shocker. Or is the semis par for you?
No. First 2 years, you're thinking quarters, especially first 2 years. Quarters is the minimum. Depends who you play. You play Porto or Dortmund or Aston Villa in the quarters. Minimum is semis, but you're playing Real or Bayern in the quarters. You're thinking, all right, like it's not excusing it, because it is what I still expect to put up a fight. Liverpool beat them. Atletico really over the two legs with a better side. And I know throughout the season, teams have pulled off. Barca smoked them not long ago. They have the heritage. They have the moments that never say die, never do die. We've seen it against multiple clubs over the years. But yeah, we've got to try. We've got to fight. We've got to make it a game. That's the biggest interest for me. Not Real, not Mbappe and all them, man. Not the Bernabeu. I'm so happy to see Arsenal back at this stage.
Yeah.
And by this stage, I mean like Real Madrid. Let's see where we're at, because we've seen where we're at in the Premier League, yeah. And a lot of the noise and excuses is we suit the Champions League more. Okay, I don't know where that comes from. All of a sudden, our European form over the years hasn't been the greatest. But let's test ourselves now against Europe's elite, and let's find out, because if it's an unprecedented summer coming up, if this is the summer now that Arsenal start competing with the likes of Bayern Munich and all that, like Gazidi said all those years ago, then let's see where we're at against the best club side in history and the world.
I agree. I agree with you. And I think this is the reason why it annoyed me a little bit. I think it was last season when we I saw some content being made, some on this channel, other Arsenal fan channels, where people were looking for like they were plotting and hoping for like the lesser teams and the smaller teams. And I was just like that's just some little boy mentality. And also we've been out of the Champions League for so long. This is where Arsenal have been building to get to. Like people are asking, who would you prefer, Madrid or Atletico? And I get tactically the differences between the two teams, but otherwise, it's obviously Real Madrid. If you want to be in the big table with the big boys, you want to be competing with the big. I don't want to tiptoe ourselves to a final. I want to beat the best teams. So this is, as you said, we played Ludogorets and Sparta Prague and all these teams in the Europa League. We've worked really hard to get back to the top table. Now, look, I'll save my thoughts for the game nearer the game because there's no point giving thoughts now and then. You know, they've got injuries and we've got injuries. This 3-4 weeks can be a long time. But in terms of where we are and who we're playing, I'm so happy, man. This is Arsenal, Real Madrid. Man United are beating up Real Sociedad. Spurs are slipping through past A, B, C, D. So we're playing Real Madrid. Yeah. This is where we want to be.
And my thing is like, listen, I'm not the most optimistic about it, but like Real have shown like there's no excuse not to make this a difficult game for them, not to make this a fight. There's no excuse. I don't want us to go out and everyone's like, oh, just forget the performance. It's Real Madrid. Because the way our defense is set up, and we're looking at what Atletico did to them over 2 legs. Sure, Atletico are the best at it. Simeone is the best at it, but surely we can produce a similar level to make it a fight, keep it going into the second leg. I think we need to win the first leg. That's why I'm so intent on trying to find an attacking option for us in these games we're playing now. But there's no excuse, not because I know there's a lot of people out there ready with excuses, giving it the most now. It's, believe and all that stuff. Oh, he's so negative. But we get knocked out. It's Real Madrid. Like, what do you expect? He's so negative. Now, make this. I don't expect to progress. I can't lie to you. If I had to put money on it, I'm not going to put money on it because I'm not going to bet against Arsenal. But make it a fight. You have me believe after that first leg. That's the job they have to do. Agreed. And Atletico lost the first leg and still managed to, it was a fine margin, but still managed to do something. But I say do something. In the end, they went out. Just on that, what do you not think of that Alvarez the penalty? Do you think? I think it was a double touch. If I'm honest with you,
think or 100% guarantee. I don't think it was clear and obvious.
I just, when he took it and the flight of the ball, it kind of tends to happen a lot. So I thought, maybe, but I didn't think it'd be cancelled and nothing to come from it. I thought maybe it's a retake.
I think retake would have been a fair outcome of it. But the rules are, if he does double touch it, it's not a goal.
I thought,
but then if the keeper comes out, shouldn't that just be a goal then? Because they get a chance. If they come out off their line.
Yeah, it gets. Yeah, it's just a funny rule, isn't it?
I thought looking at the replay first time round, it was a double touch. I was like, oh yeah, I see it. But then I looked at it more and more and more, and I'm like, actually, I don't know if he does double touch it.
It's hard. I don't know. It's like his foot was there and it went over it, kind of just skimmed it. But if it happens against you, you're thinking, brother, the world's against us. If it happens for you, you're thinking, hey, rules are rules. That's one of those ones.
And just imagine, because for them, let's put ourselves in their shoes, guys. Imagine that's Tottenham at the Emirates.
Oh, yeah, it's just incredible.
Imagine that. Tottenham at the Emirates, knocking out the Champions League like that. You're spitting blood.
In that relationship, we are the Real side of things.
True. But you get what I mean, though. Yeah.
I get you. Where was we though? Yeah, Real Madrid. Sorry. Back to the back.
How I look at it, I think we've been out of the Champions League for a long while. When we was in the Champions League, you go back to last season. We didn't really play a Champions League, what I call a Champions League side. Until we played Bayern Munich, but we played them 5 or 6 times before that. We've played Inter a few times this time around, played PSG, but we was at home in that game. I think that this is the first really mouth-watering Champions League tie that we've had. Since we got back into it. I know there's some big teams in there, Bayern Munich, Barcelona, but Real Madrid is, you can't get no proper Champions League than that.
What was the last one, Lee?
What
was the last juicy Champions League you felt like? Where were the big boys? A fixture.
Good question.
Before Bayern.
Barcelona, the two legs at Barcelona when I thought we got conned out of it when Van Persie got sent off.
That's right. Yeah.
Maybe that one when you thought that was a proper Champions League battle. I will say that one of the best Champions League battle, another one I felt we got conned out of, was the Liverpool one. Do you remember when
Walcott
Kleb got brought down? It was a stonewall penalty in the first game. I think we drew it.
I can't remember that.
And then we went up to Anfield, and Walcott went round about 5 of them on a run.
Oh yeah,
and played it on to Ali Bayor and tapped in, and we was through. And then 2 minutes later, Steven Gerrard gets a free kick and smashes it in. That was a juicy couple of games. I didn't really feel it at Bayern Munich last season. I don't know how you guys felt about it. I felt that we let ourselves down in the home leg. The away leg wasn't a great watch.
Yeah.
No.
The knockout, the games this season, the PSG one was really good, but I think we're sort of feeling the format out. I think we'll all agree now. It don't really matter where you come, as long as you come 1 or 8, I suppose. Does it matter where you come in between there? Number one's gone out. So,
how do you guys feel about? Sorry to cut you, Lily, but how do you guys feel about Liverpool? Some of the Liverpool fans saying it was a bit unfair that they topped the group and they got PSG. Do you think that's unfair, or do you think that's just kind of how it goes?
I think that it is a little bit unlucky, but I've always said, getting number one ain't the be and end all, is it? There's only a certain amount of advantages you can get, and the only one you can really get is away from home. And it's a luck of draw. I think that Bayern Munich and Manchester City would say, look, we was unlucky meeting each other. And probably if anybody had the toughest call of it all, was Atletico Madrid. I mean, pull out Real Madrid. Again, it's a little bit of luck of the draw, isn't it? And this at the end of the day, Aston Villa come in 8th and they had the best draw.
Oh, yeah.
But it doesn't incentivize you to win games. I thought the
whole
point.
I don't think it does. I said it all along. People saying
luck of the draw, man.
I think it's been proven. Just get into the top 8, and even if you don't, it ain't the end of the world. As long as you get, if you look at some of the teams, Bayern Munich, they struggled against Celtic, but you would suspect that they would go through. The only tough tie of that knockout stage, which is the one you wouldn't think you couldn't really call, was City versus Real Madrid. The rest were all pretty straightforward. I don't really. This competition, I was talking to my son earlier on today, this competition has started.
Yeah.
And the reason it started is because it's the knockout stages.
Yeah.
And it probably started the round before, but we weren't involved in it. But it's a different competition now. Mm-hmm. Come on, there's exciting games because of it, I just think that they can't have a knockout stage straight away because for the financial reasons of it. But it would be so much better, wouldn't it? It would be so much better if you just drew out who you get in the first one and go through there. But, you've got to have this league stage. And I don't think it's any different. It's a little bit entertaining. But Liverpool can count themselves very unlucky. And the other thing is, we played PSG in the competition. They were nowhere near at the level they were against Liverpool. They was nowhere near at that level. They was absolutely outstanding in both games.
Yeah.
Much better than Liverpool. And Liverpool breezed through it, in the league stage. So I don't know why that was, but that was a different PSG that I see over those two games than the one that I see at the Emirates. Completely.
I agree. They've kicked on since. Let me get this couple of these super chats in, actually, since we're on similar subjects. Going back a little bit, Suj says point deduction for Jordan for all the
Here we go.
midstream interruptions. Plus, let's not forget the red light bed streams. Love for the love. Traumatizing for some, Suj. I can tell from that super chat. You are one of them. So yeah, I hear it. We need to put a number in the description or something to call if you get traumatized by one of Jordan's lights. Let me get this one from Chaitanya. Proper test for Arteta. This is where he shows he's a top manager and earns his money. Wenger did the Galacticos. Sorry. Can Arteta show us what he's made of? I mean, but we're looking at him. We're looking at him for this one because we don't have that one particular player that we're looking at. You know, even in Wenger's day, a much greater manager. In Arsenal, we still had players we can look at like Henry and quite a few back then. Whereas now we're more looking at our defensive players and hoping we can shithouse our way through. Just do something that Atletico couldn't over those two legs. Which if Atletico can't do it that way, it's going to be very difficult for us to do it that way. Do you think we're keeping a clean sheet?
What, home?
Yeah, home, the first leg. Because I can't see it. I cannot see it. That's why I think we need to, as much as we can, our defense keeps it down in terms of goals conceded and maybe 1-2 across two legs. We need to figure something out in attack to get something because we are going to concede in both, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think we might do. Whatever happens, we've got to go. We can't do what we done last season. We've got to learn from that. Like, you know, I thought we was far the better side against Bayern Munich, and then we give them two goals. We have to go to Madrid leading. If we don't, if it's a draw like 1-1, 2-2, or God forbid they're in front, write it off. We've got to go there and with some sort of lead.
At least.
I personally don't think the best I think we can hope for is 2-1, but you know, I don't know where the goals are going to come from. You know, I mean, unless Martinelli plays up front like he did when he was playing there a few times, I don't know. It was a bit of a worry for me when Martinelli come on Wednesday and he put him wide right. I thought like with that game, if you're thinking maybe of putting him in up front, I think maybe you'd have done it in that game when it was nothing on it. I don't know. Like, but listen, if we defend properly, there's no reason why we couldn't keep a clean sheet. I actually watched Athletic Madrid. They got better defenders than us. I don't think so. They've got good defenders. I know, but they're in a system and the way that they defended. Real Madrid struggled. So I think that if I'm Mikel, I'm looking at those videos to see what they done to make sure that they kept the definitely the attacking players very, very quiet. They were quiet, I have to say, and then try and get something going forward, i.e. set pieces or something like that. I don't know, but I was very, very impressed with Atletico's defending.
Yeah,
very, very impressed.
They're the masters at it. Let me just get a couple more. And Kusta says, big up from Texas. Well, he says, I'm from Texas, so I have no business talking tactics. Well, none of us have any business talking tactics, but here we are. But for Madrid, should we part the bus and try to get them on the counter because of our lack of attack? Maybe a 4-4-2. I don't fear the Madrid team. They have holes we can expose. The only thing about a counter is we don't have that threat. You know, if we had maybe Martinelli from 2022 and Saka fit, then yeah, okay, you can see maybe us doing it. And even then, I think Arteta wouldn't go for that approach. I haven't really seen Arteta go for that counter approach much, if I'm honest. Even when, well, actually, Tottenham, we've done it against them a couple of times over the years.
That's the sort of performance that we need to do, I think, in both games.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah, Richard says, knowing Arsenal will beat Real, then we will get knocked out by Villa. If ever. And Arhan says we have a good record against big teams. Just saying, this is the biggest. This ain't just a big team. and they don't have to play well, and they still pull out. They still pull off miracles are normal to them. It's crazy, but yeah.
I'm looking for the flirter to make me eat my words this season, because lots of people have been saying this week, oh, you know, when we get the flirter back, I know he was on the bench on the weekend and all that, but when we get the flirter back, we might when we get some players back. I'm just thinking to myself, man, are talking like Martinelli is this massive weapon that is going to make a massive difference. I mean, I just see him as another body. I really don't see him as someone that I'm like, you know, glad he's necessarily. But I mean, I'd rather have him than not. But people are putting a lot of emphasis on him coming back into the team.
But do you know what tweet I saw yesterday?
Go on.
I wish I had it word for word, because I can't do this justice without doing it word for word. But it basically, let me try. Wait. Kai Havertz would have been perfect against Real Madrid. Wow, the guy was stinking it up in January. He gets injured, all of a sudden he'd be perfect for Real Madrid. This is what people do. Anytime there's a man down injured. Martinelli's similar. I'm glad he's back for an option. But Saka's really the one that is the difference maker in this side in attack. That's the guy we need to do. And do you know, the question of do you rush him comes into play. What else do we have left? You know, what else do we have left? I seen Henry come off for, you know, this whole modern day stuff about, you know, there's sports scientists and nutritionists and all of that stuff. And yes, you can be, you can fall victim to being rushed back, but you can also hit the ground running. I saw Henry come straight back from an injury off the bench, scored a winning goal, albeit that's against, was it Sparta Prague or Spartak Moscow? I think one of them two. But players have done that before too. So that's where my hope lies in attack. That's for sure. Saka being back. Aside from that, Martinelli, Sterling, who's suspended now. I mean, so be it. Give him a couple games. Who cares? Who else we got? Martinelli, Trossard, Marine. Are we? Yeah, you're done out here. Sorry to cut.
I think my only kind of thoughts on the game, in terms of tactics, Arteta's got to try and do something, as you said earlier on, different for this game, because Ancelotti is the Don, right? And they've got better personnel. So the only way you're going to get through is by trying something different. What we're currently doing right now, that with the players we've got right now, it's not gonna cut it. So I'm looking for Arteta. He's got 3 weeks to really conjure up a plan. And if we go out, we go out. But I want to at least go out knowing that, okay, my manager was trying to do this, or I saw what he was trying to do here. Or do you know what I mean? I need to see devise a plan. Devise a plan between now and that game. I need to see a plan. Otherwise, I don't understand why there's any real reason to expect us to go through. But I'm not. I don't think we're out. They're the favourites. It's not looking good for us. But I think if we can get into a bit of form between now and then, and he can devise a plan, I don't see why we can't be competitive.
I think this is a win-win for Arteta, because if he loses this game, everybody expects it. But he can really, you know, add something to his credibility here by, if he does a masterclass and produces a tactical genius performance, people will go, wow, he's done that against Real Madrid. Can he do this against so-and-so? So, and he needs one of them. He needs something like this. I think, you know, you look back at the Newcastle game over 2 legs, we never laid a glove on them. Never laid a glove on them over 2 legs. Big game. No one produced anywhere near as well as they could perform. And people going, oh, he was outdone, you know, which he probably was. So if you look on that game, Arsenal were favourites in that. But Eddie Howe found a way and done the business, didn't he? And that's what I want from Arteta. I don't think that's asking too much from a player, from a manager that's on £15 million a year now. Do something. See,
there's a couple of comments in the chats here. One here, Martinelli is underrated. The tracking back, the pacing behind is an important cog in the team. And then about 4 below that, Martinelli doesn't have to score. Him stretching the app defense allows others to score, and his off the ball work rate is undeniable. I'm like, when you're crediting a winger and the first thing you say about him is he's great at tracking back, that just makes me think like he is great at tracking back. He is a great defensive weapon. He does his work. I've never ever called him lazy. I think he's probably the best defensive winger in the league. But that sentence in itself is a bit weird. The best defensive winger. Like,
Yeah.
maybe they're instructions, but everyone's kind of just telling me about Martinelli off the ball. And I'm like, this season I've not seen it. But we had a little patch over Christmas and New Year where I was praising him. So I thought he put in 3 or 4 decent performances. I thought he was good. But before that and after that, all this is off the ball. He's pacing behind. When was the last time you saw his pacing behind? When was the last time you saw Martinelli's pacing behind?
Listen, I'm a massive fan of Martinelli, but like, and his work rate and his defensive job and the way he plays, I am going to say comes down to maybe the way he's being told to play and all that, like, you know. And I think that there's more. Right, make sure you get in your defensive shape and your defensive work before you go to your creativity side. But I don't think that Martinelli has kicked on from a couple of years ago, whether it be injuries or whatever. He needs to kick on. There are times when he needs to take players on, beat players, do things like that. His decision making, that's got nothing to do with defensive stuff and all that. There are times when your decision making isn't great. I'll be honest. You could lay that at most of the front players' door about decision making, final third, but I don't think he's quite gone on. And I agree with you, Jordan. I think that he's not quite gone on to the heights that we expected him to do. 2 years ago, I thought his ceiling was going to be unbelievably high. At this moment in time, for whatever reason, it's stopped, and he needs to kick on. Maybe a change of position down the middle, maybe gives him a little bit more where you can go right and left and use your pace. Could be beneficial to him and for us as well. But he's got to prove it. And I don't know if the manager will allow that, but because I'm worried. For me, I think it's an obvious thing like that. For me now, the front three on Chelsea game, Fulham game would be Wanyeri, Martinelli, Trossard. Use it but I don't think they'll do it. I don't think they'll do it.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. That's what I thought we should have gone in with PSV, or change something up with Nwaneri and Odegaard in front of Rice or something, just to loosen up a little bit.
Yeah.
On Martinelli, I think this summer would be the summer for me. Time to improve on that position. I see one comment saying he's better than Trossard. I disagree. He's on more money than Trossard, and to be honest with you, Trossard's had a lot more moments in the last 2 years than Martinelli has. But it's an area of the pitch that we need to regenerate. We can't have like Jordan said, a winger that gets praised for work rate first, a striker that gets praised for aerial duels and invading space. Our number 8 is a number 6. Like all these attacking positions, we're going very defensive and wondering why we're in a position where we're very rigid and slow. Well, it's only Saka that's in, Ranieri, but in terms of starting, Saka's the only one that, when asked, what is he best at, what is he good at, it's all attacking on top of the work rate stuff, which is pushed back. Every other player we have, Trossard's a moments player. So Trossard, even if you ask, he's great in moments, bring him off the bench or, need a goal or need someone to pull out an assist, he's one of the top 12 men in the league. Whereas, we need a refresh in the side, and I think that left wing is definitely going to be one.
I'll tell them both. Well,
Trossard's got 1 year left, so 90k a week, 1 year. I'm comfy with that because we've got to do too much, Jordan. We can't buy we've already got too much to do losing one of them on top of not even losing any of them. Do you get what I'm saying? We need 2 strikers, 1 winger, or 2 wingers, 1 striker already. So I'd keep Trossard if I'm honest. I guess Lee would say keep Martinelli over Trossard. I just look at value as well.
Yeah, there's no value.
Unprecedented. No, but I mean value in terms of Martinelli would command a fee.
That's what I mean. Yeah, sorry, the opposite. Yeah.
And his wages are quite 170. That's quite a bit on the book. So yeah, that's the one I'd look at to. I see people saying I'd keep Martinelli. I respect Martinelli. Okay. But he's not been good enough for the last couple of years. So that's all, friends and all that stuff that people like to do. I don't know why, but he needs to improve. Listen, if he improves over the next few games, I'm sure that he'll be here with us next season. But he's got to improve.
Well, I started by saying I hope he proves me wrong. Like people think I've got an agenda against certain players. I don't. I like Martinelli. I just don't. I call it as I see it. He's not been good enough for 2 years now. And I just fear he's hit his ceiling, and that's okay. But that means we've got to be ruthless. We've got to move on. I reckon you can still get 45 million for Martinelli. That's good money. That's good money.
I'd look for 50, but yeah, I'm with you.
50,
with
yeah,
him,
all right, in that ballpark. If he can get 50 mil, that's good money for Martinelli.
you can
We
put
can
add-ons in there as well. He's young. Maybe if he does this, he can
Yeah.
fulfill his potential, or he does move on. We've got a percentage or something, but we can't be stuck in the mud anymore. The attacks needed refreshing, and I know there's a lot of fans out there that hate the sound of this conversation and stuff, but they hate the sound of every conversation to do with that. And we can't just add on top of what we've got in attack. We've got to, maneuver ourselves. We've already got Jesus at half the year because he would have been one I sold this summer. We can't sell him, unfortunate. So we've got to look elsewhere. But Chelsea, I mean, Chelsea put in the contract that Sterling can't play. I don't know why they did that, but he can't play. So Martinelli and Trossard and Ranieri would be the starting front three from you. Who goes up front? Probably Martinelli, just to see what he's about. I think Lee agrees there. Jordan will probably agree if he was about. But we don't really have
points deduction Turkish.
We could do, yeah. He's already on -3. We could add this one on. That could be -5, and we're back in the game.
Walked off. He's just gone off. What's going on?
I know he's gonna come on and say, "Yeah, Turkish does this sometimes," but I'm the host, so sometimes you need the breather. But
you've got an hour to do the podcast. It's not asking a lot, is it? To be on it for an hour.
We're 52 minutes in, so he's not even. He can't even use we're overtime. Nah, that excuse don't run. Oh, nice of you to return.
Sorry. It's putting the dinner on. Sorry.
Man, he's making dinner. Well,
it's tea time. It's 7:30. So it's 8.
What's this? Your new program, Cook Along with Jordan, is it, or something like that?
Jordan, we were saying,
don't forget to subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. Cook Along with Jordan.
Yeah, alongside Whisper It Loudly. I was talking about a front three for Chelsea. We said Ranieri, Trossard either side of Martinelli up top would probably be what we want to see.
I don't think Martinelli is good through the middle. I think I've seen it a couple of times, and it just doesn't seem to have the. I wanted to see it like about a year and a half ago, and I think we've seen it a couple of times, but he just doesn't have the kind of guile of a number 9. I think he is better coming off the wing and driving from deep. So I would have him wide. I mean, you're in a situation where you have to put the best of the worst option through the middle. That probably is Trossard. Although I've said it a couple of pods ago, I'm still of the thinking that we could turn Ranieri into a forward. So with the league's done. This is all now about preparing and experimenting ahead of the Madrid game. Why not try it? Trossard on the right, Flirt on the left, false 9 Ranieri. Just try it. Just try something. There's no Sterling, as I heard you guys saying. He can't play in this match. I don't want to see Marino up front again. I was happy. I was content for him to do it after the Leicester game. That didn't work. Let's leave that now. That's not the look. So yeah,
I'm gonna change, man. I want to see Rice 6, Odegaard 8, Ranieri 10, Marino up top, and Martinelli, Trossard either side. Reason being because I feel like Marino's job is to step back into midfield anyway. That should open up the space for Ranieri to be the extra forward striker / support. And I still feel I want to see him more centrally. And I'd be if I saw a midfield of Rice 6, Odegaard 8, and Ranieri 10, I'd be excited. I'd want to see what they produce because it sounds exciting. You got the best ball winning DM in the league, in my opinion, in Rice, protecting the defense and also, allowing Odegaard, who supports defensively enough as it is, to do that in the 8, and Ranieri to be the guy in the 10 that when you get the ball in space, because with Rice and Odegaard in midfield next to you, you should be able to get the ball in. Actually, Odegaard's been spinning the block too much this year as well. And Rice's passing between the lines hasn't been great. But maybe Ranieri brings it out of them. When you've got sometimes, Rice and Odegaard, sometimes it's you need that player to come pick the spaces and demand the ball from you. Whereas we've bought Marino and Havertz for them in the last couple of years, and we've just become stiffer than ever. So I'll do that. I'll do that.
You know what? I don't actually. I've said kind of my front three, but I don't actually care what lineup he goes with. Just be different. Be different.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Just give me something different. I'm giving you free reign to do what you want. Just don't give me what I've seen before. Just give me, because then if we lose on the weekend, I can at least give you well, he tried something different, it didn't work. Cool. These games now are pure. These games are simply about practice now for Real Madrid. What works? What combination? Who can we play into form in a certain position? It's all about Real Madrid. So these are the kind of training games at a competitive level you can adopt with very little jeopardy. I mean, I know some would say second isn't secured. That's true as well. And I know you Turkish have the mindset you don't really care as long as second, third, fourth, fifth means the same to you. But I think there's a difference between finishing second and fourth for Arsenal. I think you go from second to fourth. That's bad. That's bad. So we need the points for sure. But if you said to me, we're going to lose the next 3 games, but we'll see something different ahead of Madrid that benefits us, the Madrid tie, I'd take that. I would take that.
Harry's bigging you up on a new pod, by the way, showing some support.
Love, my G. Love.
Let's
cook along with Jordan.
Shut up, you.
What are you cooking anyway? That's what I want to know. What is?
Well, I've just got some vegetables that I've seasoned them up a little bit. So I've got some callaloo, got some plantain. I'm going to go in a second and just kind of start frying that up a little bit. Then I got some fish. I got some mackerel that I've seasoned as well. Oh, if you listen quietly, can you hear it?
Yeah, at a beat.
Yeah, there you go. I got some mackerel. I got some plantain and some dumplings. Yeah, man, we're nice. Oh, nice, yeah. And I'm hungry now. I can't lie. Abdullah says the work rate you're praising has torn 3 hamstrings. Leave a prick.
Jordan Ramsey.
Jordan Ramsey. That's actually a sick one. Big up. Who said that? TM101. Fuck motivation.
Brilliant.
I had to mod you actually. You've been about for a while. The Army King says, "Would you sell Kai? Because if not, you're not." Are you asking? You cannot be asking me this, brother. Sell Kai? Where's that contract? I will shred that into bits, bro. Forget selling, bro. Just go. Au revoir. Yeah, just cancel that. That's what I'll do. I'll cancel it. Let's get a couple questions in. Mixed bag. AFC Max Big Up says, "Hey Turkish, can we talk about Berta's targets of Williams, Sesko, Bruno, Zubimendi, and Garcia? Big up the show. Question for the panel: would that excite you as fans so far?" Oh, I love you, Turkish favorite. Come on, Max. Love for the love as always.
Well, you can answer it then.
Yeah, he's asked me, "Hey Turkish, can we talk about it?" He didn't say, "Hey Turkish, Lee and Jordan." So don't worry, I'll answer it, man. You two go check the mackerel. You're good, Lee. Go.
No, I did.
Put the roast on Lee. I'm talking to the community.
No, you're not. You're just talking to Max. That's all you're talking to.
Cool. Don't forget that time you asked the community to send super chats in to protect me, and they just flooded the. Don't forget that. Would I be excited by that? I'm gonna say yes, because of Bruno being the key there. Because I feel like the attacker needs to be an Isak or a Wirtz or a Rodrigo type. There needs to be that type. Whereas with Sesko and Williams, they're young. They need to get used to the league. There's many excuses. Bruno, would I be excited? I'd be excited, but I could be more excited, Max. I'll be honest. Now, question for the panel, bringing in Lee and Jordan.
Well, thank you.
Would that excite you?
Thank you.
Would that excite you two as fans?
Go on, Lee. You go first. After you, Lee. After you.
What's the question?
Fucking hell, Max. No wonder I'm your favorite, bro. I get it. I'm my favorite because we're dealing with these two.
Oh no, I tapped out when Max come on. I tapped out. I'm sorry,
I'll go first.
Sesko, Williams, Bruno Guimaraes, Zubimendi, and was it Garcia? He said the keeper.
Yeah, I'd be excited with that.
Yeah, Jordan.
There's some good players in there, I wasn't that impressed with Zubimendi, by the way, yesterday. I know it's only one game, but
no, it wasn't great.
He's not a level like he comes in and replaces what we've got, and he's a good replacement, but he's not a level raiser.
Yeah.
Partey, he's gonna come replace Partey, and he's gonna,
I think I prefer to play Bruno, and then you've got Rice in that role and Bruno playing that role more than Zubimendi coming in and Rice doing what he's doing. I wasn't that impressed with him yesterday.
He wasn't great. I mean, someone put in the chat as well, and I agree. I don't watch the German league every week, so That's
Well,
the kind
just
of
as well, he's in the Spanish league.
the caveat. No, not him. I'm talking about Sethko. Oh, just shut up.
Just as well.
Guys, he's got to turn his mackerel over.
Good timing. Saved by the mackerel. He's actually gone. How could he be mid answering a question and turns his camera off and goes checks his phone?
Oh, no, but we was talking about Zubimendi. He said, no, I'm talking about Sethko.
Yeah, but
Sethko to get his mackerel, I think. That's where he's gone.
the gist is we'd be excited, but we could be more excited, I guess.
You done yet?
Yes.
Is the mackerel done?
Almost. What I was gonna say was,
You wait after the pod to cook this, or is it like you have a certain time to dish up dinner or something? What is going on?
man, it's tea time. It's tea time.
What goes on the Jordan Ramsey household? We really want to know.
Jordan Ramsey's a big. That name is. That's a good name.
As I was saying, I don't watch the German league every week, so I don't know how Sethko kind of does week to week, right? But from what I've seen of him,
not impressed. Not like that.
Hit and miss, isn't he?
You know who I've been more impressed by? He's changed his name, so I don't want to. Ajahuka. Is Amorodion? That was his name before. Samuel Amorodion. He played for well, he did actually play for Atletico. Chelsea bought him last year, but then because of the Conor Gallagher situation, they agreed a fee with him. Conor Gallagher situation. He's a 20-year-old Spanish international, Nigerian background. Samu's his first name. He's at Porto now. Yeah, I can't lie. If I'm looking at a 20-year-old striker and I'm looking at them two, I'm probably more looking at Samu because I've seen a bit more from him than I have Sethko. But both of them come with excuse of he's young, acclimatized to the league. I want none of that. That's why Isak and Gyökeres for me. I don't want no excuse. There can't be no excuses next year. And it is legitimate to say, well, they're young, they're coming into a new league. I'm not saying that's not a valid reason why someone might not do well, hit the ground running, but I don't want that excuse. But yeah, Samu I'd rather than Sethko, which is I don't know why this whole Sethko stuff is so fierce. Actually, Berta, he bought Samu in. He bought Samu in for a year, loaned him out, and then sold him on for a bit of profit. So maybe there's a link there. I don't know.
I've not seen him, but I'm just not. I actually think we will end up with Sethko. I think we will.
Even Ekatike is another young one that I like the look of more.
Yeah, he's decent. He's decent.
Don't know, man. I don't know.
I just feel like I watch him and I'm like, good player, could do well, but I'm not like, oh yeah, we go and get him. So we'll see. I mean, yeah. Can I just get your thoughts, you guys' thoughts as well on the England call-ups for Lewis Skelly? Just Lewis Skelly, because some were saying they thought Ranieri should have got.
Well, Ranieri's in the under-21s. I'm not happy about it.
You're happy about it?
No.
I am. I actually am.
As in, don't risk. Don't like. We need him for Real, and you're bringing him on to play Finland under 21s or whoever you're playing.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay.
Should have kept him at home, Mikel.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
What do I think about one being picked and not the other? I think Lewis Skelly has done more this season because of the game time. So maybe Ranieri actually hasn't played that much. He's played enough. He's good enough, and he will get his call up and he will start for England. That's without a shadow of a doubt. Eventually. But did I see it and think, it would have been nice if him and Lewis Skelly done it at the same time, considering the growth. But
I didn't want any of them called up because I've got a view personally that I think England call ups happen too quickly anyway. I think the bar for getting a call up now is so low. They've had good seasons, right? But you've got to do more. The only reason the Lewis Skelly one makes a bit more sense is because in that position, England have nothing.
No, that's right. That's what I was going to say. I think that we've got more. 1 year is going to be tougher because there's more competition.
Yeah.
But I don't want to. What happened to London's Player of the Year? Like Gray. What's his name? What's his first name?
Archie Gray.
Archie Gray. What happened to London's Player of the Year? Surely he's got to be in the call up, hasn't he?
Oh.
Did he get a call up? Didn't actually see him starting yesterday.
No.
Good old Archie.
Interesting.
Archibald Gray. Get off to Scotland, my son.
I don't know how we got actually out of the super chat is what led us this direction. Let me get the remaining 3 and then we'll do predictions. Tendai says questions for you guys. We went through the Champions League table in 3rd position and we're facing tough competition straight away. Surely we want the ties to be random and not just handed easy sides. I think that was on the conversation earlier.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Max says, "Hey Turkish, when you told people to send super chats, I was one of the." Come on, man, we know this.
Typical Max. Max is back.
It's his mate. It's embarrassing. Yeah. It's embarrassing. It's his mate, just like hooking him up.
Like, his dinner later on, you can watch the pod together, the pair of you, right?
Yeah, well, he's in Australia, but all right, whatever.
Oh, is he?
Whatever. Jordan, who are you bigging up at the end of tonight's show? Are you gonna remember their names this time?
You know what? On that point, well,
that's why you don't get love, because you're here saying, "I big up the person I met crossing the road in East."
We'll get there. We'll get there.
7 p.m. on Thursday. I forgot his name, but just big him up. You can't keep on fucking doing that, Mac.
No, I remember Adam's name. I remember it. You know,
we'll get there.
Army King again says, "How can Martinelli use his pacing behind if he's defending like a wing back? It's a system issue." I agree. System issue, but his dribbling,
not an argument with that.
His dribbling has nothing to do with the system.
No, and it's not
been good. His dribbling is insanely terrible for a Brazilian. I'll be honest with you. So that's something that falls outside of the system remit. Sue says, "Can we confirm it's fish and not icy pollen? Why Jordan leaves the stream? Just curious if it's the reason of Jordan's extra big trim of the beard. Icy pollen, Jordan?
No. It's definitely fish.
Yeah."
Fish in Callaloo.
Is it fish for 2?
Move on, Turkish.
Of course it is. You think he's running from the... You know, if Jordan turns the camera...
He's trying to impress. He's trying to impress. He's putting all little flowers on it and all that. Like, yeah,
just runs back.
Chill the wine, son. Chill the wine.
It's nearly ready, babe. Nearly ready. Yeah, Arsenal. I think Martinelli's not good enough. Yeah, it's ready, yeah. Jordan's a madman. I big up Jordan.
No comment.
Juggling. Don't worry, we're coming to the end of the show. Let me put up the prediction.
Nice one. No rush.
No rush.
It's at the tables looking. Only Jordan got points, 3 points, correct score. So he's on 41, 4 points behind James on 45. Me and Lee, it's not even worth mentioning how many points we're on.
We're out of it.
We're here for the banter. For the banter, yeah, that's what we're here for. Season done for me and Lee. Actually, whoever finishes last pays 10-15 quid more, so that's
right. Yeah.
Back on board, Lee.
You'll be late a few times. Don't worry about that.
Oh shit, maybe I should deduct you 3 for the other week. All right, am I late? Let me check the rules. All right, cool. Chelsea predictions. I've got James's, so let me just double check.
Oh, nice, James. His internet was all right for that, was it?
Perfect. He got back to me within 30 seconds. He's gone 2-1 Chelsea. 2-1 Chelsea, Jordan.
Interesting.
That is interesting.
I think it'll be a draw. I don't think we'll win. I was getting goalless draw vibes, but I'm gonna go 1-1.
1-1. That's both my predictions kind of. Lee.
My prediction has stayed there. It's 1-0 Arsenal.
Okay, so 2-1 James, 1-1 Jordan, 1-0 Arsenal. Lee. See, 2-1 was my real. I'm not competing with James, am I? 2-1 Arsenal. Fuck it. Okay, if you can't catch him, you might as well copy him and try get.
No, he's gone 2-1 Chelsea.
No,
he said 2-1 Chelsea.
Oh, yeah, he said 2-1
Chelsea.
Chelsea.
2-1 to Arsenal. Sorry, 2-1 to Arsenal. Oh. I said 2-1 Chelsea.
Yeah.
No, you said.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. No,
I thought James got. That's why I said very interesting, like that he'd gone through.
Oh,
yeah. Nah, sorry, people. 2-1 Arsenal. James has gone. Lee's gone 1-0. I've gone 2-1, and Jordan's predicted 1-1.
Okay.
That's it. Ricky says, "Big up Fourever, my first contribution to the best show on YouTube." Big up, Ricky, man.
Cheers, Ricky boy. Thank you very much.
Come on, appreciate that, my bro.
Much better contribution than Max. Thank you very much.
On that note, bang. Listen, we passed the hour 10 minutes as well. Jordan's got mackerel to go sort out. So comments of the day, I ain't got one.
And that's not euphemism as well. Sorry,
I've got one. I'll just say, Mark, because I thought it was very good.
Go on.
How is Lee more tech savvy than Jordan? You know what I mean? I love it. I love it. You are bad if that's been commented about. Absolutely woeful. Like, you know?
Bad day. I've had some insults. I've had some insults in my time, but that's definitely up there.
That takes the business.
There, like, you know? Thank you very much.
Cool. Before we do wrap up, there's no comments of the day. Apologies. We got the super chats in tonight as we do on the live. So comments of the day will be back next time. Leave your comments. But the big up section, it's here and it's here to stay. Jordan, who are we big up?
So there's two, right? One, I remember the name. I got a big up brother Nat. Who
Man said that he got his name wrong.
I wrote it down. No, I didn't write it down. Brother Nat, big up yourself. Big fan of the podcast. Bucked him in the hair shop. And then today I was doing an event over at Sky, and one of the young gentlemen that was working as a stewards, he said to me, "Oh yeah, give me a shout out on the pod. Give me a shout out on the pod. Remember my name though?" And then he said, "I said no, tell me your name. Tell me your name." He told me his name. I was like, "No, I remember."
And you forgot.
Literally walked off 5 seconds later, and I was like, "Oh, what's my man's name? Forgot his name. You know who you are. That's the main thing. You know who you are by the entrance, by the gate."
That's not the main thing, because you've already said hello to him in person. So you saying hello on Fourever, saying you know who
you named the mackerel. You named the mackerel.
That's his nickname now.
Yeah.
People. Yeah, if you see Jordan people in the next few days or so, make sure you do stop him and tell him your name to big you up on the show, because the big up section is it might replace comment of the day soon.
Yeah.
Jordan's gone already. Oh, he's back.
No, I'm back. I'm back.
He is absolutely dipping between this oven and this show.
Ah,
Let's let him go.
He must be on something good. He must be. He's got to be on the something good tonight, hasn't he? Like, you know.
Hey, Jordan,
I don't think he's going to be watching too much TV, guys. I don't think like. Yeah.
Oh, Netflix is on. Netflix is on, Lee. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, I'm in the background. That's all I'm saying.
Netflix is just background entertainment. That's all that is. All right, people. Big up Lee Judges TV. Big up Jordan. Whisper it loudly.
And cook along with Jordan.
No one here to big me up, but Turkish LDN.
Big up Turkish.
Big up Turkish. Big up the big six.
Thank you. Last one. You know what? It's kind of sad. This is the last one of just us three. Like James coming back now. It's kind of.
I say we ditch him. I'm happy with the three of us. I'm just saying, putting it out there.
Jordan started the show trying to dock 10 points off James. He's ending the show saying ditch him. People, comment section, let us know. We're back Monday morning, recording Sunday night after the Chelsea game into international break. Also, let us know maybe some content ideas for international break with us four. Maybe we can link up, or even just do this format and give you something, maybe like a draft or a quiz or just something. Give us your thoughts in the comment section. Individual channel, show some love. Hit the like button here. Love for the love. We'll be back again real soon.